The Roger the Wild Child Show is brought to you by our friends at Prism Design Company. Are you looking for a cool new logo for your business? Do you need some graphics for your new website or blog? Our friends at Prism Design are a premier graphics design company that can handle all your needs. You can find Prism Design Company on Facebook or contact them directly at 618-534-4291. All the great graphics on the Roger the Wild Child Show are brought to you by our friends at Prism Design Company. And now, the hottest new celebrity interview show in the universe. It's the Roger the Wild Child Show.
Let's get this party started! Ready, set, go!
On the air everywhere.
It's the Roger the Wild Child Show!
It's time for another exciting edition of the Roger the Wild Child Show with your host, Roger the Wild Child, along with musician, producer, and real estate investor Darren Sheff and former Playboy Playmate cover girl and centerfold Deborah Driggs.
Are you ready?
Let's do this. Starts right now.
It's the Roger the Wild Child Show!
All right, everybody, welcome to Roger the Wild Child Show. How you guys all doing? It is Sunday night. Let's get this party started. Along with me, we have Darren Sheff. D. Sheff, what's up, brother? Can't
What's
hear
happening?
you. Oh, there
How's
you
everybody?
are. All right, and Deb's on mute.
Oh.
There she is.
Oh, I'm off mute now.
Oh,
Yes, you are
see that,
off
Dad?
mute.
See that? He had us on mute, and he's going, "Can't hear you." See, it was all him. See that?
It's all me. So,
Ready
Anyways.
to scold us. Ready to scold us. Is I? Anyway, go ahead.
wow.
Well, we're here. It's Sunday. It's December. What
Yes.
Oh, we gotta-
is- Guess whose birthday it is this month?
Santa Clauses?
Yeah, Santa Claus, Jesus,
Me.
and Deborah's birthday as well.
Oh,
yes.
Deb.
December 13th, everybody. And I'll
Ooh.
be 58 years young.
That's right.
Yes.
So you really are younger than me by just a few months, and yeah.
Just a
That's
skosh smidge.
But she's the 13th, just like I am in April. So we're 13th.
I'm Friday. the
Weirdos.
13th.
Friday.
I'm
That's what I
a
was gonna say.
real weirdo.
Yeah, she is.
was
I'm
That
born-
explains it, too.
Well, yeah. And I'm a lefty.
And I'm a lefty.
You're a lefty, and I'm the only weirdo out here, righty.
Aw.
So there
Look, I
it
almost
is.
have as much hair on my face as I do my head now. I got to get back to normal here. I look like a scumbag, but anyway. it's all
No.
good.
All right, let's
Hey,
say hello.
Emma.
Emma is in the house. Let's say hello to our viewers.
in the
Cindy
chat room.
George is here. Yep, the chat
Hi,
room.
Cindy.
Don Swartz is checking in.
Rock
Dawn.
on, Dawn.
And we've got Cliff Hill. Cliff
Hi,
Hill
Cliff.
is here.
Yay.
Deb, did you say rock on Dawn?
I did.
That was awesome. I love it. Yeah.
I don't know
Teresa-
where
Rock
it
on.
comes from. It just comes out of me. I don't know.
It's your gift.
I'm a poet,
that-
you know?
It's that gift. That's
So
great.
yeah, we got Teresa Saban saying happy birthday to Deb a little bit early. We'll celebrate Deb's birthday next week when
The
we talk to.
whole
Ooh.
month.
Yes.
I
Okay.
celebrate the whole month because I've earned it.
Yes, you have.
Yes, I have.
We'll have John and Giovanna on next Sunday, which is really good.
Yep. So John Capone, and he's got a movie coming out next year called Neon Bleed, and he was very kind to give me a part in the movie. So I'm very excited about that. So yeah, and Giovanna stars in the movie, so it'll be really fun to talk about it and find out when it's going to be released.
I want to
Very
know.
nice.
Too many questions. Too many questions.
I know, but
Mhm.
tonight it is an honor and a privilege to have a very dear friend of mine, somebody who I've known since the late 80s, probably
Wow.
since 88 or 89. We actually had the same manager, I believe. I'm not 100%, but I'm 99% sure that we both had the same manager in the entertainment business for a while anyway. And so John O'Hurley is going to join us, and he has had such an illustrious career. I mean, just so we would have so much to talk about, and he's such a wonderful human. So how lucky are we? We are so blessed.
We are
Absolutely.
definitely blessed. But
Yep.
Yeah.
before we get this party started, we need to bring on Frankie.
Frankie, the weatherman. Frankie, the weatherman. Who? Frankie. Who? Frankie.
Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie McDonald.
Oh, yeah, coming to you straight from Sydney, Nova Scotia. Frankie is in the parking lot. Yes.
Yes, I'm doing great so
Frankie.
far. It's cold outside in my area right now. Sydney, Nova Scotia had their first snowfall on Friday night and Saturday morning. Roads are slippery on Saturday morning. They had to get the salt trucks out in my area right now. They get lots of rain heading from New York City this week. This tomorrow, it's going to bring lots of rain. Warm temperatures. New York City area is going to turn cold again. There's a possible winter storm heading for New York City on Wednesday. In New Jersey and all these places, it's going to bring lots of rain in Washington, D.C., going all the way down Florida, Georgia, Boston tomorrow. And California's getting a lot of Santa Ana winds. And Vancouver Island's getting a lot of snow tomorrow. And Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada, and such as Victoria, Nanaimo, Duncan, and Ladysmith, Parksville, Quebec, Beach, Courtney, Comox, Campbell River, Port Neal, Port Hardy, British Columbia, and all those places. Tofino, British Columbia, they're getting lots of snow and rain. And up around in places like in England, they're getting more windstorm in England, in Scotland, and Ireland, and all these places, including Belfast, Ireland. It's going to bring lots of snow up Norway, Finland, Sweden, and all these places. Stockholm, Sweden's getting snow and everything. Sydney, Australia is getting lots of. Perth, Australia is getting dangerous heat wave on Monday and Tuesday. The temperature's going to be so high, well above 110 Fahrenheit in Perth, Australia, in Western Australia. Sydney, New South Wales is going to get lots of thunderstorms and rain and possible large hail, and including large hail. And the summer starts on December 21st in New South Wales, Australia. Same with New Zealand, they're getting lots of rain in New Zealand. Down in Spain, they're getting lots of rain and snow in northern Spain, especially up the mountains. And Cape Town, South Africa is getting hot there right now. And only up on Russia, it was down to really, really, really cold temperatures. Kids, they had to cancel school in Yakutsk and Omyak on Russia because it's so cold. It's too cold for kids to go to school.
Cold like this, Frankie?
Hey, it's too cold for those kids to go to school. I agree.
Yeah, keep them at home. Keep the heaters on.
Because
Frankie, I want to pay you a compliment because every single time you come on, you always say, "Hi, I'm doing great so far." And you bring such positive energy. And I just want to tell you that adds so much value. And thank you for always bringing a positive attitude to the show.
yes, I'll bring a positive attitude around the world. And did you hear about that? Over in Gaspé, Quebec, they're getting rain tomorrow as well. Even Gaspé, Quebec, and Bonaventure, Quebec, where Monica Boyle lives. And places like Hersey, Quebec, and all those places, going Mariah, Quebec, New Richmond, and all these places, and Chandeleur, Quebec. Bonaventure, that's Monica Boyle's hometown in Quebec. And they're getting colder, wetter there too, in Bonaventure, Quebec. And places like that, they get some kind of rock in Percé, Quebec, in Quebec as well. Quebec City's getting snow tomorrow. Montreal's getting rain, snow mix, and snow in Montreal, Quebec, Canada as well. Going all the way up to Laval, they're getting really, really, really cold temperatures up in northern Quebec.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I'm not in Canada right now.
Yeah.
you can have all that snow.
Yeah. Winnipeg must be like 40 below right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, 40 to blow there. And did you hear about that? Over in them. And I'll say hi to the guy from the Family Feud.
John O'Hurley. Say hi, John O'Hurley.
Hi, John Riley. I'm doing great so far.
Okay, Frankie.
All right, Frankie.
Best of luck.
Frankie.
I'm Frankie Down. You're listening to Roger the Wild Child Show.
Frankie, the weatherman. Frankie, the weatherman. Who? Frankie. Who? Frankie.
Oh, you gotta love Frankie. I mean, coming from Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Think
giving
about
us
the work that he puts into this. I mean, it's his life.
It
It's
is
his
his
purpose.
life.
really.
I love it. He's very well informed. He can
I
predict
wanted
it.
I wanted him to do an impression of a polar bear chattering its teeth, and we missed the opportunity. But maybe next time.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get that on the schedule for next week.
Next week, we'll do polar bear next week.
What are you
And
laughing about?
Darren, you're
Deborah?
gonna win because you kind of already have the.
I got the
the-
polar bear vibe.
Yeah.
I know I have the look, but I think you could do the sound better than me. A polar bear chattering teeth. You want to give us a shot at it, or
No.
I can. I'll be happy to do it.
try it? Go for the
Okay.
polar bear chattering his teeth. Oh my god.
Oh my God. No, we are not high on our own supply.
No, not
Well,
at
let's
all.
hear you do it. Let's hear you do it.
And Darren, how about you?
I did it already, man. I look like a freaking idiot.
No, you didn't.
I did it. You guys weren't paying attention. I'll have to go back to the rerun. Yeah,
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Was that what it is?
The
Okay.
replay.
Right?
Let's hit replay. All
The
right,
Roger the
well,
Wild Child rewind. Now, I do want to make an announcement, though. On December 26th, we are going to have a 3-hour special. Okay, it's our year-end holiday special. Yeah, Darren, guess what? It's a 3-hour show, so have to let
Boy.
you know.
Do we get to have bathroom breaks?
Right?
I have to put lipstick on. Sorry.
All right, no problem.
All
I
right,
gotta
we're good.
I gotta put my eye patch on.
I got
I
like
mean,
15
I'm looking-
celebrities booked for this show.
Celebrities, really?
We're gonna have
Yes.
to rotate
Like
potty breaks. I
hot
can't. I don't know that I can sit
celebrities?
for 3 hours without using the restroom. I drink too much water for that. We'll have
So,
to- If I go like this, I'll have to do a signal like
yeah,
I gotta go.
I gotta go. I gotta go do my
So
thing.
just do the Drigsy.
Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go.
We'll
Be
know
right
what that
back.
means.
Yeah,
All right, guys. I'll be back.
I'll be
I'll be
right
back.
back. So yeah, so it'll be me, it'll be Deb, it'll be Darren, and Imogen will be joining us, co-hosting with us that night. Frankie with the weather, and a bunch of our celebrity friends from the past year are coming back to end the holiday or bring us their holiday cheer and end the year and let us know what they're doing for 2022. So it's going to be a really fun show. Mark your calendars, December 26th. I will release the guest lineup next week. Okay?
That's gonna be a really big shoe.
It is going to be a
Yes.
big shoe.
Well, we'll
That'd be a
have to
big
pop
shoe.
some bubbly for that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, get your Cubans out. Get your Cubans out.
That's it. I'm gonna have a cigar for that show.
I
you
gave my
better.
macanudo. I'll take my macanudo.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Family Feud. It's the Wild Child family. We got Roger, Deborah, and we got Darren. Ready for action against the audience family. We got Cliff, Emma, we got Cynthia, Renee, Cindy DeGeorge, Teresa Sabin, all ready for action. And now, the host of Family Feud, here's Jay Peterman.
All right.
All
Oh
righty.
my gosh. Hi,
Is
John.
that a good way to bring you on, John?
Well, I want to thank you very much for that warm welcome and that very sparse introduction. So if you don't mind, I'm going to retrace it and reintroduce myself.
Okay, please do.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the man who killed Seinfeld. In a career that began more than 35 years ago with a badly lip-synced version of the Yellow Rose of Texas for a K-Tel record commercial of Mitch Miller's greatest hits. Since then, he's managed to kill 3 series of his own, 4 soap operas. He's guest starred on more than 50 television shows. Not one is still on the air. And during Sweeps, that golden week of television ratings, he managed to take not one, not two, but 3 shows off the air in 1 week. Ellen, Seinfeld, and Damon, ladies and gentlemen, the Grim Reaper of television, John O'Hurley.
Yeah. Hey, that was great, John.
Now that's an introduction.
It is an introduction.
Yeah,
That
and
was
that's
great.
why you get paid the big bucks.
And that's why. So, John,
Yep.
that sounded incredible. And of course, you have that beautiful tone to your voice. That's why my brother Jason, chef, that you've done some things with, told me that you were the guy that was the voice on Thanksgiving as we're sitting there doing. Do you still do the dog show?
We just finished number 20.
That's incredible.
We
So,
just
John,
we did it on Thanksgiving Day. We had our annual audience of 25 million people. It's pretty astounding, the numbers that we get every year, but it just grows and grows and grows every year.
That's amazing.
People love dogs.
John, of course, we all love dogs. Is there a specific dog you love to say the name of more than the other without like being biased or anything, like announcing?
Oh yes, the Mexican hairless dog was introduced about 8 years ago, and I sat in my mirror every morning shaving, and I had to put the name of the dog up on a post-it note on the mirror, and I would practice it every morning so that it just tripped off my tongue, because that's the way it has to happen. And the dog is named the Cholo Itzcuintli.
I love it.
And it begins with the letter X.
Oh, right, of course. It's silent. So
Mexican hairless.
So how would you actually introduce that dog? Hi, ladies and gentlemen. What would you say?
The dog of the Mexican cartels.
I love it. That's hysterical.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, I was so thrilled because I love those crazy dogs, and I was just sitting there, and Jason goes, "You'd never believe who that voice is," and I'm like, "How can I have missed that?" It's like, what a stupid thing. But anyway, I was thrilled, man. I'm a dog lover, and I'm thrilled to know that you're the guy.
Most people are. Most people are.
And Darren and I.
In fact, you don't
own
want to
golden
spend a lot of
doodles.
time. You don't want to spend a lot of time around people that aren't dog lovers.
No.
Yeah.
It's like the first clue.
Yeah.
I got
You know
the
what you're-
wardrobe of all the fur on my clothes. So if I go out to dinner and and I got dog fur on me, I'm sorry. I'm a dog owner. What can I say?
There you go. There you go.
Right?
There you go.
Or a weirdo, one of the two.
Either or, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What business do you have going out to dinner with dog hair all over you? I have no clue.
Yeah, no,
You lost me there, honey.
that's right. A
What
man
can
that
you
doesn't.
say?
A man that doesn't own double stick tape.
Right.
The little roller.
Or a
thing.
lint
Yeah.
roller. Hello.
A lint roller.
Yes.
How funny.
That's all
That's why you
right.
gotta
It's
go for those
it
golden
used
doodles,
to
you'll
be
never
like
have that problem.
if you went out to dinner and you had some blonde's hair on you, that would be a telling story. But now dog hair, I don't know.
No, it's not a story.
When you would just say, "That's my collie. That's my collie's hair." Not a girl's. That was my collie.
Mm.
Anyway.
John, I didn't realize
my
you did
Afghan,
4
my
soaps.
Afghan.
Did you actually do 4 soaps? I know you did All My Children.
Oh no, I did all the soaps. I was Mr. Daytime in the 80s. I started off 83 on The Edge of Night.
Oh, God, I remember.
Oh, that's an older one.
Yep, I drove that into the ground. And from there, ABC moved me over to a show called Loving, which was a brand new soap opera.
I remember.
And
Yep.
and I played. I was there for many years, and I played the first twin brothers on daytime television. So you have me to thank for all that nonsense. And I'll tell you a true story, and it's a wonderful story. It's a really great story. When I'm playing twin brothers, they had to find somebody that was my approximate height, coloring, and physiognomy to play opposite me so they could shoot over the shoulder and at me,
Right.
depending upon which character I was playing, so that I could talk to myself, have fist fights with myself, do everything you needed to do as twins. So they searched and searched for this guy. In about 2 weeks, they finally came up with somebody. It turns out he was a bouncer from the old Limelight Hotel. Now, the Limelight was an old church, and a Limelight nightclub. I'm sorry. It was an old church downtown, mid-teens in New York City, and it was a big, very famous nightclub. And he was the bouncer there behind the velvet rope. So they brought him on, and sure enough, he looked just like me, similar build. And back then, I had dark hair. I looked like David Copperfield, so they would shoot over his shoulder, and I was able to do everything. Now, the problem was he was the worst actor I have ever heard. And he was always saying my line, the other character of who he was playing. And he was driving me absolutely nuts because he was these times and those like that. So I said, I can't take this. So finally I go up to the producer and I say, look, please, as kindly as you can, just tell him to shut the hell up. He's driving me nuts. I can't hear that and think of me. So
Right.
they did, and they said, you don't have to say anything. Just be quiet, and he'll take. I'll do the spacing myself. So it was fine. It worked out just great. And then when we finished the scenes, he would go back down to his dressing room. And he would say, well, if they're finished with me, I'm going to go back downstairs. I'm trying to finish my play. I said, "Oh," I said, "You're writing a play." He says, "Yeah, I'm doing a play for about the stories of my life." I said, "Well, good for you." It was
Right.
Chaz Palminteri, and that was Bronx Tale that he was writing down in the dressing room.
Unbelievable.
Is that funny?
Cheers.
For
That is
several years,
cheers.
Chaz
Wow.
Palminteri was my body double on Loving, and that's where he was earning all of his. That was his paycheck. He didn't. He said, "I quit my job there at the Limelight for
That's a great
That's an
story.
That's fine.
unbelievable story. Unbelievable. Yeah, he's a phenomenal actor. He's had a great film career. My God.
Yep. Yeah,
That's
and we're
that
still
is-
we're still dear friends. So it's funny every time you can't help but repeat the story every time you see each other. It's like
You can't make that up. That's so
No.
great.
No.
Well, now you had a different career in the 70s, which is probably why you were so good on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh,
Oh, that's an interesting story.
I'm waiting to hear it. Go ahead,
I
tell me.
read somewhere that you did some dancing in the 70s.
In the 70s. No.
That's
I
Studio
don't-
54? No, it's in some of the
that
stuff
was
that
a
we read.
tabloid thing.
Is it-
They were
is it
trying to
really? Yeah,
pretend
no,
like
I
Trivia,
was-
it said that you were a dancer in the 70s in New York. And I said,
They
well,
said
that's why he was so
everything.
good
Oh, my
on
goodness,
Dancing with the Stars.
I'm
National
gonna.
Enquirer will tell you anything.
I would love to own that story, but I was a little bit too naive and innocent. I graduated from college in '76, so I didn't have a lot of time to. And I was I actually was too reluctant to go to New York as an actor. I never arrived there until '81, and I was scared to death of the business of acting. I knew what I was doing. I just didn't know how to make a living at it. So I went into the next most theatrical thing I could think of doing was advertising and public relations. And for several years, I was director of PR for Yale School of Medicine and the American Red Cross for the disaster team and the blood program. So I was not at Studio
Well,
54.
Cynthia D. George just said, tell us about Dancing with the Stars. You should have won. And I agree.
Yeah,
Well, I
same
did.
here.
Ultimately, I did win. I won the dance off the 2-hour special that they had to do after they exposed the fact that the voting wasn't really on the up and up the first year, and that's okay. And it wasn't live voting, so they knew they were cornering themselves and were going to get caught, and they did. So anyway, I did ultimately win the first year, but not. It
Amazing. Yeah.
It took that 2-hour dance off.
That show was that was my dream to be on that show, by the way. So I watched
It was, quite honestly, I love the show because it's reality show. It's reality television really at its best because people, whether they are well-known or kind of known, or it gives them an opportunity to just be themselves and try something in front of an enormous audience where they're just trying to be better than they were. And I think I admire that so much. You know, reality television has become, with the Kardashians and all the other crap that's like that, is people becoming the story. That they're willing to take the train wreck of their lives and expose it and become the story, rather than learn the infinitely more difficult task of learning to tell a story. So that's why the Kardashian stuff I just hate, because it's just about it's about taking apart your lives in front of television and
Agreed, very much. Yeah.
There's just, to me, there's no redeeming value in it.
Yeah.
Dancing with the Stars, America's Got Talent, the Voice, and anything where people are celebrating talent.
Talent and creativity.
Absolutely. And rewarding, yes. Yeah. I need nothing of The Biggest Loser or any of that crap. It's wasted television to me.
You just came up with a good idea. Dancing with the Losers. I've been on that one. I used to go to Wampompers in Studio City in the 80s, man, and do it up there, man. And that's where we created that reality show.
That's exactly right. Go there and pull a guy who's just there holding up a wall and just make him something special. It's but anyway, about let me Phil. She asked an honest question. Let me tell you, it was, especially the first year, one of the most amazing things I'd ever done, because I always believe in the power of imagination, and I always do what my imagination tells me to do, not my rational mind. That's the other side, and that has no business making decisions for me. But my imagination tells me pretty much everything I need to do. And when they asked me to be on the show, I was really reluctant, because I went, oh my God, ballroom dancing. But then I said to them, my imagination, once I see a picture of myself succeeding in that, then that's all I need, and I do it. And that has been the premise of my entire career, which is why I have such an eclectic career, because my imagination tells me to do a lot of different things. But in the case of Dancing with the Stars, I said, okay, I'll do it. Now, who else do you have? And they said, you're the first one we've asked. I said, good. Well, I'll host it. And they said, no, we want you to do it. And again, I said, who else have you got? And they said, well, now that we have you, we can get Evander Holyfield.
Great.
And I said,
it took you.
And then it hit me. ABC was using this summer replacement series called Dancing with the Stars to give America what they had been wanting and screaming for more than 15 years, which was the John O'Hurley Evander Holyfield matchup, finally, on a level playing field of ballroom dancing. And I don't know if you remember, but I took him out in the third round with my foxtrot.
You did.
That's right.
That's incredible.
That is incredible.
No ear biting or anything. No ear biting.
Didn't have to. All I had to do was just move on the floor, and I took down the chin.
I didn't have to. I love it.
We had a great time that first year, but it was much more difficult, because I'll tell you why. The stage is 100 by 75, and we had to hit all four corners in every dance that we did. That has never happened since then, because by the time you finish dancing, you couldn't breathe. I was hallucinating. I was so oxygen deprived. It was just unbelievable. They never thought of, hey, maybe if we just move the cameras around, that would be easier. No. We had to go to the cameras. So anyway, but what a great year, what a great show, and I appreciate
and it's been running for how many years? How many seasons now? Like 20 something?
I think they're in their 30th now. Well,
30th now.
They do two a year, so it's 15 years. Yeah, it was 2005 that I won. I think, the first year.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah.
2005, quite a year. And then from there, I went right to...
As Frankie would say, that was a long time ago. Oh, God.
So you were the 5th host of Family Feud. How did they approach you for that?
Well, it's not the first game show. It's not the first game show I've done.
You said to tell the truth.
I did To Tell the Truth for 3-4 years, back just a few years before that. And it was also the same production group. So when they wanted to change hosts, as they are, every 4 or 5 years, they were pretty much that's what they were doing. So I was, they were out with the old and with the new. So I had my my run there. It was, and I liked it a lot. It was not my favorite job. My favorite job was To Tell the Truth, the first one. That was the funniest, most relaxing job I've ever had. It was a talk show that you played along with, finally ending with the phrase, "Will the real so-and-so please stand up?" And
Yeah,
it
I
was
remember that.
about wonderful stories and people that were there and liars. And it had it and the most and the funniest celebrity panel I couldn't ask for a more ingenuous group of people. And because it was my show, I made sure that everybody loved being there. I had a masseuse, I had daycare, I had doggy daycare, I had a chef serve everybody meals, and we would do 5 shows a day, 2 days, so 10 shows on a weekend. And it was absolutely the most enjoyable job, from the producers, the writers, everybody. I always look back on that and go, if I could have done 30 years on that show, I would have wanted nothing else. And the best thing was, at the end of Sunday, the last show that we did was a wine tasting, which meant that everybody had a large glass of wine under their podium, or their under the desk there. So by the last show, they were absolutely gone.
And that probably made the last show probably the most interesting one, right?
It was just a lot of fun. We just had a great time. And it was just, and I think of all of the things that we added in, and the people just loved to be there. And it was just such a great time. From the
John,
contestants on down.
I have to mention this because I was reading about how you invested in the character that you played on Seinfeld. How you something that you helped bring that company out of bankruptcy from being an investor, or
it's
I
exactly
thought
right.
how brilliant. That's so brilliant.
I liked the role so much I bought the company.
I saw that.
Yeah.
No, what happened was, the character, as the way Seinfeld work was, they just parodied somebody and apologized later. And that was the case in Peterman. John Peterman, the actual J. Peterman, had a very successful little niche catalog company that he had a wonderful little catalog, and it was as idiosyncratic as you can think of. It looked like, if you turned to a page, it was a pastel drawing along with a Hemingway-style adventure about an Oxford button-down and climbing K2. It was so wonderfully conscribed, and absolutely the most unusual catalog I had ever read. Well, they came to me and said, we just want the character to sound the way the catalog is written, as though this stuff just comes out of his normal vernacular. So I said, okay. So it became I thought of him as a bit of a 40s radio drama combined with a bad Charles Kuralt. And so it was, that was the origin of the character. And then during the run of Seinfeld, he got more and more lunatic. Well, true story is that John Peterman, who ran the J. Peterman Company, was benefiting from the success of the character and the success of Seinfeld. They went from $15 million a year to about $105 million a year, I think, over the run of the character over 5 years. And then he decided he wanted to get aggressive and do it like an IPO. And I got to tell you, in 2 weeks, he went belly up. Belly up. Lost the company and everything, went into the financial difficulty for about 1.5 years. And he called me one day when I was in New York City, because we had become friends over a period of time. We were kind of joined at the wrist and ankles. Nobody ever believed that he was J. Peterman anymore. Right. Greatest act of identity theft, and I'm not giving it up. Anyway, so he called me and he said, I have the property rights, the intellectual property rights to the company back, because the company that bought it from him went bankrupt too. So he said, I can get it back if you'll help me, and we'll put the company back together again under our parallel strengths. And we did, and the company is running very nicely, and it has ever since 2000. 2000, year after Seinfeld. Well, 1.5 years after Seinfeld.
Quite the entrepreneur, John.
Exactly.
Love that. Yeah, it's a great story.
It was actually what drew me into being an entrepreneur, and that's kind of my other life right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
And beside all the acting and all the voice work that you have done, you also have done an immense amount of charity work. Do you want to talk about some of the charities that you are involved with?
Love to. I think
Yeah.
probably. Well, I have three in particular that I do that are very, very dear to me. The first is epilepsy. I'm the national spokesman for epilepsy, and not because I have it, but because my sister
You
did.
lost a loved one, yeah.
And she passed away back when she was 17, the last day of junior year, right after the junior prom. And I was a sophomore and actually went to her junior prom with her, with a friend of hers. And, we were, we weren't just brother and sister, we were dear, dear friends. And so I lost an important part of my life, and it changed the dynamic of our family. So I knew that if I ever developed a voice in the industry that I, had dreamed about, that I would use it to give a voice to this incredible dilemma called epilepsy, which is a neurological disorder that nobody seems to know much about. It's still, one of the dark shadows in this dark area of the world called the human mind, and no one can figure it out. There are some promising therapeutics going on, which are great. And in addition to that, because I'm lucky enough to have a very happy and healthy he's going to be a 15-year-old boy as of tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Congratulations. Yeah.
I know. And because I happen to have
another December birthday.
Yes, he is. And because of that, I work with a group called Child Help, which is the nation's largest organization preventing child abuse and shielding those who have been abused in the country. They have saved over the life of 50 years, they've saved over 10 million children. And it's a pretty extraordinary story that they have. And so I am the ambassador for that as well. And every year I go to Congress and speak on behalf of the kids that are abused. And that one is very, very close to me. And then I have one more charity that up in the Sonoma County wine country there. I have a private charity that raises all the money for the children's charities up there, the 6 children's charities in the Sonoma County. So I'm kind of busy with those, and I like them. They're a lot of fun.
All great causes. That's beautiful,
all great.
John.
Yeah, all great.
Beautiful.
That's incredible,
I love that.
man.
It's always that's the whole point of doing what we do in life, is to be able to give back at the end of the day.
It is. It is, and not just monetarily. I'm a great believer in that the notion of appreciation is one of the kind of God-given responsibilities of every human being. And it's not necessarily money, because not a lot of people can give money. I remember this from the Red Cross when I was director of PR before I was an actor. The many people that would go down, I would go down every few weeks and do what was called a pheresis donation, which was they would take a pint of my the blood serum, and use it for a cancer patient that was tied directly to me. And I always thought of that. I go, I can't write a big check in charity, but nobody can give a better pint of blood than I can. True. So, appreciation by its nature is not necessarily monetary. And I believe that it...
time is valuable.
Time
when people donate time, it's huge. Yeah. I'm very involved in a lot of different charities myself. And so I agree. It's not just the money. It's the time you put in and the things that you do and just showing up, because that energy you get, just getting people to show up and help and be a part of can be just as valuable.
Are any of you guys familiar with the late Jim Rohn? Do you remember Jim Rohn?
Of course.
Well, Jim Rohn, beautiful guy. And he really touched on this subject. And my brother Jason actually turned me on to Jim Rohn. And I'm glad he did, because
he was huge in the 70s and 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, but he talked about charity and stuff. And he said, one of the great things that I listened to him say that was incredible is he was like going, hey, everybody has certain charities that are really meaningful to them and dear to them. And if you want to donate to charities, typically you want to donate to them all, but people can't donate to them all. But one of the things that he said is, don't feel funny about that, because the charity that you can't donate to, there's going to be a million other people that are going to be able to donate to that charity, and vice versa, and it really kind of took a lot of weight off, my heart, going, God, because you see so many things that need so much attention. And Jim was absolutely right. There's so many people out there, and there's so many resources. And so when you get caught up in feeling maybe a little, sad or guilty that you can't do them all, or, your top favorite ones that mean the most to you, somebody else will be doing it, man. And you don't need to worry about it, and that was a really comforting thing to hear, it really was. So
I think it would be a lot healthier if we removed the word donate from the vernacular there and replaced it with the word appreciate.
Okay.
Because
I like that idea, yeah.
Because to me, it's really about whether you can write a check or you can't, whether you can volunteer or you have the time or you can't. It's the idea of recognizing the inherent value and at the same time the inherent vulnerability in every human being. And it becomes not about organizations, it becomes about individual acts, day to day, moment to moment, person by person. It's the smile that you give to somebody who's sitting across from you on a subway. That sometimes that smile could be as valuable as if you handed them $100.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's all about the nature of knowing what appreciation is towards other human beings. And I think that will cause you to write checks. It will cause you to volunteer, but it will cause you to smile at people if you just recognize, as I say, the inherent value and the inherent vulnerability, the fact that we're all just broken toys. And we're all just bozos.
And we don't know the backstory of these people's lives either. So,
we're all going to the same destination, I think.
Yep.
It's all energy.
That's right. And I'm hiding behind. I'm going to be tugging on Deborah's belt loop for that. I'm with her. I'm with her.
I'm going to shift gears for a second. This is what I found very interesting. Not only are you in TV and doing all these shows and stuff like that, you're in video games as well.
Oh, I just finished one over the weekend. The new big SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Something just bounced. I'm sorry.
Is that an earthquake?
No, yeah.
You're in the Family Guy video game, SpongeBob, Fable 2.
I just did. I was just there on Friday for about 4 hours doing Resurrecting King Neptune, which is my character on SpongeBob, and then also a couple of new characters on there, which was really funny. If you're a SpongeBob fan, I'm doing Glovey Glove on that as well.
Oh, really?
Oh God, I had more fun with that character, and in fact because normally I do the characters with the big deep, the resonant voices and the sense of command, and I cornered the market on arrogance and pomposity. So, but it's but they had me do Glovey Glove, and I go, huh, and I did it in falsetto, and it was one of the funniest things. They were screaming on the other end, and I had never done this.
Well, give us a sample.
Yes, please.
It was so funny. It was just hysterical, and I had never done it before, and so it was just, I said, "Wow!"
All right, hang on. He froze up for a second, guys.
Okay.
Give him a second.
He froze up.
He froze up.
Froze.
I don't know that sounds right. He's frozen.
I don't think
he froze up or froze.
He's
up?
Frozen.
He's frozen.
I'm not like some grammatical, Jeopardy vocabulary guy, so I don't know which one it is. But
He's frozen.
Okay.
Well,
maybe
when I hope that when he comes back, he'll give us a sample of that voice.
Right?
There he is.
There we go.
There he is, John.
No, he kind of got into that.
Oh, there.
Yeah, he's frozen for a second. John, I don't know if you can hear us. You might want to log back out and log right back in. That might be easier, but you're lagging
There
big
he
time.
goes. Yep. So, oh my God.
Did you froze
What a
up?
great story about
Hey,
Chaz
did you froze up? Any of you?
I didn't froze up. I don't froze up.
You
I don't
froze
froze up. Okay.
You don't
froze
froze
I don't
up?
froze up. You
Had
don't froze
frozen
up.
up. He frozen.
You froze up.
How about that story with Chaz Pomerati? Is that the funniest?
Oh,
He's
it's
back, guys.
ridiculous.
Hang on a second. Let me add him in.
Go ahead, do your job for once.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. That got Deb crazy right there. I knew it would light her up. Hi, John.
Boom.
Am I back?
you are back.
You're
Yeah,
back.
yeah. Sometimes when I get a little too pompous, my cell phone shuts me off.
It was like perfect timing, right when they were asking you for
Oh,
a sample of
that's
the
why
voice.
that happens.
I was
Okay.
getting I was getting a touch too pompous, and I have that little monitor on my phone that keeps me in balance.
You froze.
That's what it
as
does, yeah.
Roger
Yeah.
said.
You froze.
You froze.
So Deborah wanted you to do that voice.
Oh yeah,
Deborah,
what voice?
I asked you if you could do the voice. You're the one that you were saying was so funny.
Oh, that one was up there like that.
Hello, this is Clovey Clov.
Deborah, your turn to try that one.
Yes.
I have such a deep voice. Okay.
That's going to be
Come on,
great.
Can't.
Wait, John, what
My
did we say?
voice
What
is-
did you? What are
Hello,
the
this
words?
is Clovey Clov.
Yeah, that's
That-
not bad.
Yeah,
That's-
thank you.
Roger.
It's like you can do that. It doesn't matter, male, female. It doesn't matter as long as you're speaking in falsetto. They all sound kind of the same.
I'll be your backup, in case their voice gets hoarse one day. Just let them know that I got you covered.
Got you.
So I want to
Yeah.
play a little game here, guys, and I want the audience involved too. But with John and Deborah and I know Darren, you never watched Seinfeld, so you didn't get into Seinfeld. But we'll see if you can answer some of these questions.
Let me hear
never
that
wa-
again. You never watched Seinfeld?
I never watched TV, period. I think Jaws was the last movie I saw, and Three's Company was the last sitcom I watched. I'm a musician, man. I was just too crazy off into all that stuff. TV was, I love it. I know exactly what the show is, and I know Eileen and all the other great people. I was just talking
Elaine?
to my friend. Elaine, that's what I said. Elaine, what did you think I said? You thought I
Come
said
on,
Eileen?
Eileen.
Did you say Eileen? I was trying to tell a joke about something, but anyway, no.
I
Johnny?
will.
Hey, John,
When,
don't feel bad because somebody was on here and they're going, "Hey, what do you think of what bands don't you like?" And the guy's like, "Well, like Chicago," not knowing my brother was the lead singer of that band. We were in stitches laughing.
We
so
were all
hard because-
hysterical. He's like,
Oh,
"Oh
yeah.
yeah, I don't like that band Chicago."
And we were just laughing so hard. He had no idea that my brother was the lead singer of that band. And no one cared. We were cracking up. It's like me going, "Yeah, I didn't watch Seinfeld." Like, all right, whatever. It didn't make or break a show, right? So, hey.
All right, what are your
It,
questions?
Okay,
My
so I'm
research-
gonna start with Deborah, and I'll work around the horn. This will be round number 1. It's Seinfeld trivia. All right.
All
Scott, I
right.
need your help.
Scott, he's gonna call
Scott.
a friend. He's gonna use a
Let me
lifeline.
get my
Trivia, I
let
need
me
your
get
help.
my help. It's called Google.
Or
Oh,
you
you're
can
gonna
have
use
you can
Google.
use our audience as a lifeline, Deborah.
Oh,
You
okay.
Yeah, we
listening?
can get our
Alright.
audience involved, and they can use it as a lifeline.
All right. Well, I have
All
my
right,
hand
so
on
audience,
Google.
be ready
Are
for
you
some
on your,
Seinfeld trivia.
are you-
Okay.
Okay, so Deborah,
Are you-
question for you.
Yes, Roger. What is it?
Here we go.
are you-
While viewing an operation on Seinfeld, what kind of candy do Kramer and Jerry drop
Log into this
into the
network, this
body?
Wi-Fi network.
Starburst.
Log into
Would
that
you like to
Wi-Fi network.
use a lifeline?
Sure. Bring it on.
Pick an audience member.
Hang on,
Okay,
Scott,
who would
someone
like to
else
help
is
me,
quicker.
audience? Who would like to help me? What candy was falling into the body on the operation table? I didn't watch that episode. Anybody can answer for me?
All right, Cindy to George says lollipop juju. Junior Mints.
Say the question.
Junior Mints.
Yeah, that was actually
Right.
the title of the episode, was the Junior
Was
Mints.
it really?
See, now we're getting the real trivia.
Exactly. Okay,
Now,
Darren,
listen, I don't necessarily remember. I was only in the last 4 or 5 years, so I don't know the whole show.
Gotcha.
Okay, well then we
All
will
right.
give you those questions.
Okay. Okay, so Darren, you have
Yep.
your friend Scott in the background there in the room
Yep,
with you?
Scott's right here. Yep.
Okay, so here we go. Here's your trivia
He
question.
knows more about Seinfeld than I do. Go ahead.
Okay. On Seinfeld, what kind of Pez dispenser sent Elaine into hysterios?
What kind of Pez dispenser sent Elaine into a hysteria? Is that what you said?
Hysterics.
Hysterics. I don't know. Bugs Bunny? I don't know. What is that?
Come on, these are hard, Roger.
No, they're not for the freaks. There's freaks out there. They'll know all this crazy
Anybody in the
stuff.
audience? Anybody watching would like to answer that one? Oh,
We
we
lost
lost John
John.
again.
You're lagging because you're on
Okay.
your Wi-Fi. You're lagging because you're on your Wi-Fi.
Okay, so the answer on this one is Tweety Bird.
Tweety Bird. Why didn't I say Tweety Bird?
I
thought
thought I saw a Tweety Bird.
Tweety
did, I
Bird
did.
was the
Thought I saw
Pez
it.
dispenser.
Putty cat.
Okay,
Yeah.
Tweety.
Okay, so this one's for you, John.
All right.
Okay. On an episode of Seinfeld, how much did Elaine pay for JFK's golf clubs at the auction?
$27,000.
Okay.
No?
No.
I would have bet my career
John
on
got it wrong?
John got it
Come
wrong.
on.
John got
Audience.
it wrong.
Audience. Anybody? 3, 2,
28,000.
28,000. Nope. 20,000.
Well, that's what I said. Where did you
20,000.
get 28 from?
20,000. No, it was 27. It was 27. I think I remembered that in the script.
Was it? Okay. Well, then whoever's creating these questions,
John will
for
not
Seinfeld-
lose at any
Yeah.
cost. He will not lose. And you know
Wrong.
what? His voice is so convincing. Like I
it
believe
is.
him.
Oh,
It was in the script. I read it. It was
I
in the
read it in the script.
Quick, Elaine, to my archives.
Right? Okay. Deborah, this is going back to you. So no, everybody struck out this round. Okay.
Oh God.
On Seinfeld, what is the name of Kramer's friend who had rabies?
Scott. Who's the name
I-
of Kramer's friend? who
I
had
don't know,
rabies?
but I will tell you a trivia
Who's the
story
name
that
of
I
Kramer's friend that had rabies.
Kramer, the actor in real life, had a Mercedes made. He had a custom Mercedes made, and when he got to the Mercedes dealership here in Beverly Hills, he decided he didn't like the color. I leased that car for 2
I can
years.
hear you, so.
2 years.
There's my
Nice.
trivia for you.
There
What-
you
That's
go.
a great. That's
I
a great
pre-
answer.
Because I
What
went
color
in, I
did
said
you finally decide on?
it was a silver, beautiful blue. He like put fog light. He custom did this Mercedes, and then when he got there, the story was he decided he didn't like the color and he wanted it in black. So when they showed me the car, and it was a hybrid too, by the way. And so when I got there, this was back in 2012. I said, well, why don't I lease it for 2 years? I'll just prepay the lease. And I took it off the lot. And that was my story for years. You know, I'm driving Kramer's Mercedes.
So the answer here is Bob Sacamano.
Bob Sacamano had rabies.
Sacamano.
Yep.
Who
Sakamoto,
don't know?
forget about it. Who knows?
All right.
Okay, throw me another question. Throw it
Okay.
at me.
All right. On Seinfeld, Darren,
Yeah.
what is the name of the video store that Seinfeld's gang rents movies from?
What's the name of the video store that Seinfeld rents videos from? Hell, we're a bunch of freaking hillbillies out here. We have no freaking idea. Was it Hollywood Videos?
Well, John
No.
knows this one. Come on, John. You can.
John, you know this one?
I don't think I do know this one, unless it
John
was.
doesn't know this one.
Okay. Does anybody in our audience know this?
Anybody? What video store?
Blockbuster. I'm gonna say
No.
No.
They're going Block. Someone goes, Monica's like Blockbuster.
No, it's not Blockbuster.
Look at you all
There-
Midwest Blockbuster.
It wasn't
I like the
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Come on.
Okay.
Clubby Club.
Clubby Club.
The answer is Champagne Video.
Of course,
Really?
we knew that.
Yes.
Everybody knew that.
All right.
Except
I'm
for
learning
Don.
so much tonight. This is very educational. Okay,
Right?
last one, Roger.
Here we go.
Club.
Final question. This is for you, John. On Seinfeld, who was it that punctured the bubbly boy's bubble?
Oh God.
George.
No.
Gosh, Roger. No.
That's it. Every time you
That
get
was
to-
not rude. That is not correct.
But
Did you?
I'm sorry,
You're a
John.
mean
The answer
game
is
host.
incorrect.
You're not a nice
Deborah,
game
Darren,
host.
you want to go for the steal?
What was the question?
Yeah, what
On
is it?
Seinfeld, who was it that punctured the bubble boy's bubble?
Kramer.
No,
Oh, what's his name?
it's Susan.
Scott Baio?
Scott.
Susan. George's fiance. Huh?
Susan
All
was
right.
the one, yeah. So there you go, guys. We got around us Seinfeld trivia. Thought
That was
would-
good. That was
Woohoo.
good. I gotta admit.
John, what are you working on now? What's happening now? What's 2022
Let's see. What's
hold
going
for
on?
you?
Well, we just finished a dog show. I've got. I'll be back on Broadway with Chicago sometime this year. I haven't decided when I'm going
Amazing.
back, but I'll be back for about somewhere between 8 to 12 weeks. I have a movie I'm doing in Venice, or excuse me, in Venice. No, in Greece. Sorry, in May. I've got my one-man show that I'm touring around. I'll be doing it here in LA. I'll be doing it at the Reagan Library. I'll be in New York doing it at 54 Below. And then
When are
touring
you
down
doing
at
it?
Florida.
When are you doing it at the Reagan Library? I'd love to come and check it out.
We had to cancel from October 30th, so it'll be sometime in January.
Okay. I'll look for
It'll be
it.
right in front of Air Force One.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it's a fun show. It's the stories of my life growing up around the music of the 50s and the 60s, Sinatra, Moon River, all that
yeah.
stuff.
Mhm.
And and it's all the funny stories of my life that went on at that time. So it's I use that music to underscore these crazy moments, and it's a lot of fun. It does really well. We're nominated for best show, so it's
Sweet.
Oh,
actually-
congratulations.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks. It's
amazing.
done-
Well, I
it's
want
done
to come
really
see it. Please let us know because I really do. I want to come see it.
Absolutely.
Can I close with a? You sound like you're closing up here.
We are correct.
Yes.
Let me close with a Peterman monologue.
Please do.
All right. So, I would like to share with all of you the greatest advice that I have ever been given. And it came at a time when I needed it the most. A time when my soul was tied into little tiny knots. Yes, I was on the back end of a 13-day Chianti binge. Demons were floating around in my head that weren't even mine. My neck felt like one gargantuan monkey fist. I was in need of spiritual renewal, but when, or where, or how, I decided then that I would travel off to the high country of Kathmandu with a team of Sherpas that had hygiene problems I don't even want to go into, but no matter, because I was there in search of a man known only as Hisness, a man so spiritual. It is said that he actually won a staring competition with his own reflection. And because that's who I was looking for, that is who I found, seated in the corner of a small chapel, his legs folded conveniently into a Windsor knot. So I sat down next to him, staring into his ice blue eyes for what seemed like hours, until I could stand it no longer. And finally, I broke the silence by saying, "Please give me that which I have come for." And with that, he reached over and he slapped me as hard as he could across the face and said, "Go fish." I was astounded by the words I had heard. Is this the lesson my soul had been longing to hear? Go fish, the name of a children's card game. Or was I on the receiving end of the old Tibetan shim-sham? Well, I could not be certain. And so on my way out, I toilet papered his pagoda. But his words have echoed thus in my mind ever since, and now any time that my soul is tied into knots, I simply stop what I'm doing. I put down my belongings. I smile gently to myself, and I go fish. Because you see, what he was trying to tell me was to stop worrying about the future and stop living in the past. The future will take care of itself, and the past is a faded memory and of no importance anymore. But learn instead to find the 1,000 joys of living in the present moment. And why? Because that's where the fish are. So I share that with you.
Beautiful.
That is awesome.
Bravo.
I love it.
Yeah.
Bravo.
That took me on a journey, boy. I got to tell you. Man. Okay, that's it. Here comes this other
my
explosion.
God.
That was great, John.
Well, now you're a little pissed off. You haven't watched Seinfeld, huh?
No, not at all. I got better. I got you right here to converse with you. Are you kidding? I'm grateful.
Yeah.
And you are exactly like my brother. You said the same thing about my brother that he said about you. He goes, man, this guy is a beautiful soul. And you didn't use those words, but you said something similar about Jason. And I can see you guys have done some charity work, obviously, probably somewhere. Is that how you guys know each other somewhere? Probably.
We actually do. It's actually through charity golf. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, without getting too deep
Well,
into
John,
anything,
thank you so much. Seriously, thank you so much.
It's been a
So
pleasure.
honored. So much honor and
Yeah.
respect for you. And thank you
Yeah.
for
God
your
bless.
beautiful talents. God bless you. And thank you for all
God
the
bless
charity
you
work
too,
you
buddy.
do.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Great
Thank you,
to spend
John.
time with you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, John.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, buddy.
Wow.
Oh my God, I was
Incredible.
crying. That was so funny. Oh my God.
Me too. Right when I'm thinking he was like
Seriously.
coming to the end of something,
I
and it would
know.
just take a whole nother dive, man. I was like rolling.
Oh
Loved it.
my God. How brilliant.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh. That was an
what a
amazing
talent.
show. Great guest.
What a talent. You know, just having such creative talent, but then having this entrepreneurial spirit. I love that. I just love the
Yeah.
colorfulness of that, you know.
And he's going
life
and going and going. He's still like finding
I'm
jobs.
gonna go. I am gonna go see his one-man show at the Reagan Library. Is just beautiful. It's a great place to do it. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my kids and go and check that out. That'll be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
And I'll report back.
You guys have got to help me produce my new show, Dancing with the Losers. I mean, that's going to be. I got some ideas already, don't you, Driggsy? Come
Oh
on.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
He's
yeah.
got Find
Oh
the
yeah.
Losers. Man,
Well,
that
you know,
would
we
be-
could get her and Todd Howarth together,
Oh, well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
right? We could pair them up.
Nah, they're too risque.
Oh
We
my
need people
gosh.
that aren't that talented, and that's what'll make me look good. You know, it's like okay.
Oh my
Anyway,
God. What
I got
what a great guest tonight. What a great way to
Incredible,
kind
really.
of get to the end of our year and go into the holidays and just and what a great monologue. Just
Oh,
beautiful.
that
My
was
God.
awesome.
Incredible.
Yes.
Incredible. Really, I loved it.
And you know, people don't understand the work that it takes to just even do that. You know,
Right.
that monologue. That takes so much work.
What does it take? I mean, I know what
a
it
lot
takes
of
to learn.
it's well, just the memorization, and then to put in all the
Well,
inflections
who can't
and
do
Yeah.
that? Who can't do that?
yeah,
I mean,
No.
it's tough.
I am
Not
just
everybody.
kidding. I am just kidding. You guys are freezing on. How can you say that?
I'm like,
Listen,
I don't know,
listen.
but not
Hey,
everybody.
listen to me. My mom was a manager for actors. Okay, I know all about it. I'm just kidding, man. That's
Is this
incredible.
the one that was
what guy
married
did.
9 times? What'd she do? Marry
Yeah.
all her talent?
Just it's all the beautiful models that wanted to.
She's like,
you know,
you're my next husband. Perfect.
Yeah, right. I can get you here, yeah. But
No, you're my next
no.
husband.
It was
My
Ben,
next-
right?
Yeah. Number 9.
Yeah. You're number
Anyway.
7.
Mama's family.
Oh, she's going to be on here. Listen, when she comes on here and we get the whole chef family on here, my mom, we're going to have fun with her because she's going to tell you stuff about Hollywood that we got to keep some of these actors'
Well, that's
names.
good because I've got some good Hollywood stories too.
Yeah. Well, then you're going to love my mom because you know what? Even though she's 84, I'm telling you, she'll bring it, man. She'll just tell the most incredible stuff. I think you got to keep it quiet, though, on mentioning certain names because even though they're true stories, you can really kind of open up some insane can of worms. That's what she did in her book. She got nervous.
Just tell her to use initials and we'll figure it out.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
You never know. Some of that stuff might.
I'm a pretty good detective.
I know you are. That's right.
Everybody, I don't know
You
who
need
the
your
audience wants more is your brothers or mom.
Yeah.
Well, she's gonna. All of us are gonna be on there, so that's what's great. You're gonna get
No.
mom, and you're gonna get all the brothers, and
Hmm.
the conversation is gonna be different than anything you've heard on any interviews because
Right.
we're not gonna ask the same questions. You're gonna have my mom telling stories, and all of the brothers jumping in, and they're not all like, "What was your first song you sang with Chicago?" We all know that. You're gonna hear some other funny stuff, which is gonna be great, and you're
Yeah.
gonna hear stories about my mom. My mom's stories themselves are absolutely wild. And
Chef
you'll
Family
find out
Reunion. It'll be coming up early in 2022. So stay
2020
tuned.
through. You're through.
Yeah, you're through. You're done.
Well, I think that this was a fabulous show. And again, we want to thank John O'Hurley for taking the time
Yeah.
to come and join us
Incredible.
and share some really amazing stories. I mean,
Loved it.
I
Yeah.
just loved
Awesome.
it. So yeah, once again, we are a very blessed group of people
Yeah, of course.
bringing on amazing souls to the show. So
Yeah.
And we
I
got a
love
lot
that.
great lined up for 2022. So you definitely, we're not going anywhere and we're just going to grow. And thank you to all of you at home for just following us every week. You guys are amazing. A toast to this, to our
Cheers.
audience. Because if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be here.
yes, thank you to all the people that come and join us. And I'm so excited to see how many people are going to watch this show.
Me too.
I think
Also-
Can you
this
see
will be
me?
Yes.
Can you see me?
yes.
Are you half full or half empty?
Wait, hold on, Darren. Oh, there you are.
All right. I want to thank Frankie
there's
McDonald with the weather and our guest, John O'Hurley, a.k.a.
Yeah.
Jay Peterman.
It was great.
Also, for Deborah Driggs, Darren Chef, I'm Roger the Wild Child. Take care. We'll see you guys next Sunday. See ya.
See, you wouldn't want to be ya. Isn't that
Peace
cliche? I love it.
out.